What's good, everyone? 2025 has officially come to a close. So that means it's time to stop and rank all 69 movies I saw this year. It's by far the most I've seen. Last year, I think it was only like 62. Wasn't even trying to see more movies this year. In fact, I thought I was going to see significantly less. I was trying to avoid some more of the bad movies. Try to only go check out the ones I knew I'd like. But I still ended up seeing, just quick disclaimer, these are all movies that had their wide release in the United States in 2025. If it released in a festival or a foreign country in 2024, I'm going based off of its wide US release date. Also, number two, just for the sake of time and because it kind of worked out with the way my list turned out, I'm going to be grouping some films together. Also, if you want to see more thoughts I have on all of these movies, you can follow my letterbox. I'll put a link to it in the description. I review 95% of everything I see. But yeah, with all that said, let's just get into it. Number 69, the worst of the worst by far, is going to be Ethan Coen's Honey Don't movie. I don't regret seeing many movies. There are some really, really bad movies that I've seen, but it always had some hook that interested me. Maybe this was probably worth checking out, even if it wasn't. This is a movie I truly regret seeing because my number one problem with it, it's 80 minutes long and a huge chunk of it is just gay sex. Watching this in a theater full of old people is the most uncomfortable thing that you could ever do. It was just an awful experience. Beyond that, it's a crime thriller mystery movie, and it's just completely unsatisfying. You pretty much know where everything's going, and then you get to the end and it just doesn't really work. It's very stylized. Everything looks like it's 90s, but also has some 70s aesthetics, and then people talk like they're from the 50s, but it's actually in the 2020s because they reference COVID and they all have smartphones. So it's what were you even going for? And it's just a movie that for me did not work on any level at all. I like Charlie Day though, but he was only in it for 2 minutes. All right, next up at number 68, we got A Working Man. These Jason Statham action thrillers, I usually I'm okay with them. They're generic action movies. I don't expect a whole lot from them, but they're usually a little bit fun. The Beekeeper, I thought it was okay. I expected this movie to be pretty much exactly the same. And just by looking at the poster, the trailer, the premise of this movie is just an average construction worker is actually this action hero or whatever. And that's your gimmick. You think, oh, he's gonna beat people with sledgehammers and construction tools and stuff. And you get this opening action scene, which is that, but it's completely crappy. It's not even well thought out. He throws a bucket of nails at a guy. It's dude, you're gonna step on those too. And it's just really boring, overlong movie. There's not enough action, and when you get it, it's not that good. And the dialogue was atrocious, and it's really cyclical and repetitive, where it's just the same beats over and over again, where it's there's people talking in a club, and then one of the gangsters starts abusing a woman, and then they start yelling at each other, and then Jason Statham just starts beating up bad guys, and someone always ends up getting waterboarded or drowned. That happens 4 different times in this movie. It's so specific, but there's a lot of waterboarding in it, and I just keep repeating these same beats over and over again, and it's just such a boring movie that never loops around to being so bad it's good. So yeah, just stay away from this one. Beekeeper was okay, but I don't know what happened that David Ayer and Jason Statham messed this one up. Just had to do the same thing again. One thing I will give him though, David Ayer knows how to make a memorable henchman. Just it's the way they talk, the way they dress. They're always unique. I always like that about these movies. Coming in at number 67 and 66, like I said, grouping some movies together, is The Amateur and Den of Thieves Part 2, where these are supposed to be easy wins, just like The Working Man. It's all you had to do was just give me entertaining, sort of generic action movie, and I'd be satisfied. They both just came off as super, super boring movies. With The Amateur, it's very similar to Bourne Identity or some of the other Bourne films, but it's there's no action in it. It's just Rami Malek looking at his laptop. The whole point is oh, he's not strong or physical. He uses his brain, but it's really just him looking at his laptop and giving exposition for 2 hours. It's so boring and nothing happens in it. Now, to be fair to this movie, I watched this movie while I was really tired. I was maybe if I watch a movie, it'll like wake me up. And it actually almost put me to sleep. It was so boring. Likewise, Den of Thieves 2. Like, I liked the first one. It was a cool heist movie, but this movie just, it's 2.5 hours long and nothing happens. Like, you wait for the heist, and like that, it's over. And it's not like interesting in like any way. It's like the least interesting way you could do a heist. And the only reason I have this like slightly above amateur is just because Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson Jr. are like charismatic leads. But even that, it doesn't carry the movie. It was so boring. I just could not wait for it to be over. Next up at number 5, we have Jimmy and Stiggs. Now this is something a lot of people were not liking. I'm like, this seems like something I would really, really like. For a very small portion of time I did. So this is part of Eli Roth's new production company, where his goal is basically to like fund new filmmakers to make completely uncentered schlock fests, which sounds awesome to me. So it's like these two guys are trapped in an apartment with aliens, and things just get crazy. And it's like really fun for a little bit. It's like the practical effects are like super cheap and obvious and crappy, but that's like part of the charm. It's like all these bright colors and stuff. Yeah, fun for a few minutes, and then it's just like overloads your head, like just loud noises, like obnoxious screaming, nauseating camera work. Like, if this was a short film, it'd be awesome, but it gets grating by the end. But like the very third act, the very end, where like things get really weird, like that part was pretty cool. If it was just that, it would be awesome. But as it is, I did not like this movie. All right, number 64, we got Him. This movie was very disappointing. I heard a lot of people say it was disappointing. It was all just style over substance. I'm like, okay. I went with that expectation. I'm like, I'm probably still going to enjoy this. Think it's cool. Not great, but cool. But no, it just turned out to be straight up bad. And yes, it is very much style over substance. It's a very gorgeous film. There's so many cool shots and like visual ideas there that I really did like. That's all this movie has to offer. Because it's like, sports movie, there's no sports. So it just comes off as like the world's longest training montage. It's markets itself as a horror movie, but you watch it and like, this isn't a horror movie. Like, it's mildly unsettling at best. And it's a cautionary tale without any consequences. That's where it's like most egregious, is in the writing here, where this guy is, it's all about selling your soul, losing who you are to achieve your goals, to be the very best, say at football, which is what this movie's about. And he's making all like these choices in the wrong direction. And by the end of it, he gets what he wants. But because this whole thing is like on this training camp, neither the main character or the audience ever see what he's really losing. But it's not right, because that's what the movie's about. Like, obviously, he's making the wrong choices. But he never sees any consequences for it. Nothing feels earned by the end of it. There's like this weird cult there, and like it's like a metaphor. There's like a lot of stuff that's metaphor, but the literal side to it, like, you gotta have rules and ground it in reality, and it never explains anything. So stuff just happens throughout the whole movie, and you never understand what any of it was like supposed to mean in a literal sense. And like, you don't get really any background information about nearly any of the characters, so you don't know what's informing their decisions. So stuff just happens, and it's like, well, looks cool, but yeah, Him sucked. Coming in at number 63, we got In the Lost Lands. This is a Paul W.S. Anderson movie. Normally, I like his films, like Mortal Kombat, AVP, even Three Musketeers. Like, I like his movies. Like, they're just fun. Don't take themselves too seriously. Just fun movies. I was hoping that's what I get with this one. The trailer looks cool, very stylized, and it was a very disappointing movie. Where it's based off of George R.R. Martin's story, if I'm not mistaken. Not familiar with it at all. And it goes for this very cool visual style where he's very plainly like copying Zack Snyder. Very dark colors, slow motion, blurry backgrounds and stuff. But he doesn't pull it off because he's not Zack Snyder. Like, that's a Zack Snyder thing. Just let him stick to it. And because of that, like, things are just very dark. You can't like tell what's happening a lot of the time, just because it's so dark, and there's like so many green screens and stuff that's just like fake. It's really hard to tell like what's even going on in this movie, which is not helped by the fact that the writing feels like unfinished, and there's just, well, I shouldn't say unfinished, but there's a lot of like stuff and lore that you have to understand. There's a lot of exposition, while at the same time, like, I don't know what any of this means. So like didn't know like what was going on most of the movie. There's like a chunk, like parts of the movies where it's like, okay, you nailed it. That looks awesome. This part I understand. This is cool. This action scene was good, but most of it, it's just like you can't tell what's going on for the vast majority of the movie. So it just didn't work. But you know, the ideas were cool. If they pull off the visuals, the story as like the stuff that's like a mix of Mad Max and Dune, with like the witches and stuff, and then the post-apocalyptic vibes, it could have been really cool, but it didn't work out. Number 62 and 61, we have Keeper and Bring Her Back, two horror movies that I was really excited for from filmmakers that I really like, that are huge disappointments. With Keeper, again, common theme at this bottom of this list is just boring movie. It's a Tatiana Maslany sitting around in a cabin, weird stuff happens, and you think there's like supernatural stuff going on, and then when you get to the end of it, not only does the twist come too late, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, it's one of those things where it's supposed to reframe everything that happened, but then you're like, no, it doesn't make sense. Why did this stuff happen? And then it's just so weird. Like, and some of the weirdness I appreciated. Like, they went for it. This is creepy. But yeah, it just doesn't work. There's stupid decisions, meandering. They did the third act twist in the middle of the movie. I think it probably could have played out a lot better, been a lot more interesting. With Bring Her Back, I actually liked most of the movie. I mean, I didn't enjoy it because you're not supposed to enjoy it. It's supposed to be very, very dark, bleak, uncomfortable experience, and it delivered that. Then you get to the end, and there's like a twist, and I was like, okay, that's not where I was expecting it to go. I'm not sure it's where I want it to go, but I'm down. You got me. This is a new thing. I'm interested, okay? And then they do another twist that undoes the twist, and so you get what, or anyway, I got what I expected to begin with, except because of that first twist, they changed it into something I didn't want anymore. You made me think you had something better, and then you give me what I had before, but a worse version of it, and it just completely ruined the ending for me, and by extension, the whole movie, and it didn't make the movie worth it. So it's just like, oh. So it's just a bleak, uncomfortable, awful movie that doesn't have a satisfying ending. So these ones didn't quite work for me. Next up, number 60, Lego Avengers Strange Tales. These Lego Disney Plus specials are very hit or miss. Like, I like most of the Star Wars ones. This one, it was weird. They broke it up in 2 episodes. They're only like 40-minute specials. This time they decided to split it into 2 20-minute episodes. I'm guessing it's the same situation as Marvel Zombies, where it's like counts as a movie, so they can't have Spider-Man in it, so they turned it into a TV show, which Spider-Man's in it for like 5 seconds, so it was not worth it at all. But yeah, it just wasn't funny. These like are supposed to be like funny parody episodes, and it just wasn't funny. The villain is like a vlogger that makes cat videos, and it was just completely obnoxious and felt very dated. So yeah, this one just didn't work. It's, nothing special. You just skip this one. I mean, at 59, we have Tron Ares. This one, we're getting into like the more mediocre stuff now. Like, it's fine. It's not bad, but like, this movie was a big disappointment. I was really, really excited for this. Finally getting a new Tron movie. I think the original is okay. I need to rewatch it again. Tron Legacy is awesome. This one, it was very disappointing. Stylistically, obviously, it's great. Visuals are great. The 9 Inch Nails score everyone was raving about, I did not care for it. I was really expecting it to be really good, and then it was like, a score's job is to elevate the visuals. To me, like, when it was supposed to be like action, the music should be like swelling, building up. It didn't do that. It just made things more slow. It made things less interesting to me. It was a very like slow, reserved score, and I thought it worked against the movie a lot. Of course, there's a story where it's like, oh, we think bringing the digital world into the real world is a cool idea, and then you watch it and it's like, oh, well, that's right, the whole hook of these movies is that we're going into the digital world. So it's just like, the stuff you come for there's not enough of it there. It wasn't really interesting. The characters weren't super interesting. It was just sort of like a dull Tron experience. There's like 10 minutes in the middle where it like really leans into like a sort of 80s like family movie cheese that I really really liked. If the whole movie was that, I would have loved it. Where like Jared Leto and his new best friend like steal a car and like start listening to music, and then they crash it. I thought that was so funny. That was my favorite part of the movie. If the whole movie was like that, it would have been awesome. Just like the girl and her robot best friend getting into shenanigans and then while trying to save the day. If that was the movie, that would have been great. But they don't make movies like that anymore, unfortunately. Coming at number 58 is Captain America Brave New World. This was my least favorite MCU project of 2025. That's right, I liked Ironheart. Deal with it. I wasn't able to see Daredevil Born Again either, but I have a feeling I would probably like that more than this. This one was just okay. The marketing kind of ruined everything by spoiling the Red Hulk. Like in the movie, they play it off as a twist when it's like that's the whole reason you come there. They rewrote this movie over and over. Like you can feel it. It's like the main character is Thunderbolt Ross. Like the villain is the one with like the character arc. Everything that Sam does just feels like a rehash of what we did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which to begin with was unnecessary because it's like Steve chose Sam to be Captain America. We don't need to go through all this like, well, do I really deserve to have the shield? We don't need to go through that twice. It's like this weird mixed bag of like, okay, we're finally addressing like plot points from the MCU that have been dangling either since 2021 or even as far back as 2008, to where it's like, okay, we're doing what the fans asked to be like, okay, make the MCU feel cohesive again, but you're also going back to people's least favorite movies, answering the questions that less people were asking and don't really care about anymore. So it's like, why is a Captain America movie the sequel to Incredible Hulk? I don't know. It was okay, fine entertainment, but nothing really beyond that. Coming at number 57 is Zootopia 2. Yeah, this one was okay. Like, it was entertaining. A lot of other people liked it way more than I did, especially in China. But yeah, I thought it wasn't very funny, and like the jokes often more often annoyed me than made me laugh. A lot of stuff felt very similar, rehashed from the original movie. I didn't really care about any of the new characters, and yeah, everything just kind of felt like rushed, like this sort of TikTokification of movies where it's like make every scene like fit into a 1 minute short video that can be watched like on TikTok or Instagram because kids don't have attention spans. And so you get to the end and like there's like the big emotional climax and people are just saying how they feel. And then like there's not like a conversation, just like, okay, let's say what we need to say, get this over with, go to the climax and get everything over with. It just felt so rushed. And yeah, I thought there's a lot of annoying stuff. Like Disney like keeps doing this thing where they like inject references to their properties, whereas like it used to be like sometimes it is before like Toy Story 3. You see, ooh, Andy has a poster of Finn McMissile on his wall, like from Cars 2. Cool reference. And now it's just like, oh, Nick's watching Disney Plus on his TV, and there are parodies of Disney movies on there, but with like animal puns. Okay, so they keep doing stuff like that, like with Pinocchio, like with the Toy Story clocks and stuff like that. They need to stop doing that. It's not cool. It's not funny. Coming in at 56, we have Until Dawn. I never played the game, but it doesn't seem to matter because everyone's saying it's just doing its own thing. I found this to be like an entertaining horror film. Didn't do anything super special. It was just like, yeah, that was fine. Like it's like sort of this time loop movie where every night like everyone dies and then it resets and then they get caught in some new trap or some new thing happens, and it like keeps doing like these different like spins on horror tropes. Like one night you have a slasher, one night you have like a possession, like that sort of stuff. And I thought it was all like fun, but it didn't really bring anything like new. It just kept doing like greatest hits of each genre, but like not as good. So yeah, it was like fun, like just mid entertainment. Coming in number 55, we have Lee Winnell's Wolfman. I was really excited for this movie. I thought it was gonna be really cool, and it was really not. It's fairly simple. Just family goes to a cabin in the woods, and the dad turns into a werewolf, and that's it. And like family drama isn't super interesting. The family feels mismatched, but they don't feel like they belong together. don't feel like a family. There just was no chemistry or anything. And like I appreciate how the movie was like focused on like the transformation into a werewolf, and it had some interesting stuff there, but it was really just boring. There just really wasn't a whole lot there. So yeah, that's Wolfman. Coming at number 54, we have The Accountant 2. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I liked the first Accountant, and this movie kind of disappointed me. Like, it's okay. Really, the main thing you go for is just the fun you have with the two leads, Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. I love John Bernthal at everything. He's so great. I'll watch anything with him in it. And, they do great in this movie. But, yeah, just sort of like their relationship with the two brothers in this movie is the best part. Everything else, like, I completely forgot. Like, I wasn't really invested in the story or anything. Yeah, it was fine. If you go for the two leads, it's fun enough. If you're into these kind of movies, you'll like it. But yeah, there just wasn't a whole lot there for me in this one. Number 53, we have Good Fortune. This one, it like marketed itself as a comedy, but it's not really a comedy. Like, it has a few funny moments in there, but it was underwhelming in the comedy department. It was very much a message first movie, and for the most of the runtime, I was like down with it. And then you get to the end, there's like Seth Rogen gives a big speech like, "We need to stop using robots and give people their jobs back and pay higher wages or whatever." Like, oh, okay, well, no, it's like you did a pretty good job carrying the message, and then you just said it straight to our face. But yeah, I like the story. Keanu Reeves did great as the angel. Everything about Keanu Reeves was funny. Aziz Ansari, I've never heard of this guy before. He was okay. Seth Rogen does his thing as usual. It was a fine movie. Like, I like the story, like about how the guy just constantly working, but he's still like living out of his car, and then Keanu Reeves, like the angel, like switches his life with Seth Rogen. He's like super rich. It's like, see, wealth doesn't solve all your problems. Oh, it solved all of his problems. But yeah, overall, Good Fortune, like, it was okay. Got a little bit clunky with the messaging at the end. Wasn't as funny as I hoped it would be, but like, I liked it. Okay, number 52, we have Primitive War. And this movie, it felt like a Call of Duty Zombies movie, but just replaced the zombies with dinosaurs. Where like literally just coming in hordes, like zombies, but it's raptors. And then just you have like these stereotypical soldier characters like you would have in Call of Duty, just like going through the jungle, shooting dinosaurs. That's what you want. That's what you get. It's a fun movie. The CGI surprisingly good for like how like low budget it is and how many dinosaurs there are. There are a few shots that are pretty terrible, but it's not as good as Jurassic Park. But like, this is the only other dinosaur movie besides Jurassic Park, so it's like, what do you want? Like, it was a fun movie. I liked it. Coming in at number 51 is a movie called Tornado, something I have not heard anyone else talk about. It feels like I'm the only person who's seen it. It's like a Western, but like with a samurai. It's like this girl that travels with her dad, like puts on like a puppet show, but she's a samurai. She has like a katana. And then she gets like caught up with like these criminals, this bag of gold that gets tossed around and they chase each other. The whole thing's like a chase movie. We're looking for this gold. Tim Roth plays like the bad guy. He does great, even though he has like a really thick accent and I couldn't understand anything he was saying. It's very much a slow burn. It's not going to be for everyone. The payoff isn't going to be enough for everyone. I liked it, but there wasn't like a ton there. It was pretty slow. It was a cool idea. I wish more people would see it, but I don't blame them for not. It didn't have like any marketing, but it's a cool, nice little like thriller there. All right, number 50, we got Death of a Unicorn, and I thought this was fun. I liked it. We're like in the movies that are like, okay, like they're just fun, solid entertainment. It's basically Jurassic Park with raptors. It's a fairly predictable creature feature. There's not going to be really any surprises here. It just, there's unicorns going on a rampage, and it was a good bit of fun. All right, now we're going to do like a big cluster of films here. 49 through 45, we have a bunch of action films. Novocaine, Love Hurts, Back in Action, Prisoner of War, and Diablo. They're all like fairly like generic action films, but they all have like their own like little hook there that makes it interesting. All of them, I thought the action was good, story was good enough, nothing crazy, nothing super standout. I know a lot of people really hated Love Hurts. Like, I kind of get it. It's super, super weak story, but I thought the stunt work was awesome. Like Novocaine, you got the guy who doesn't feel pain. I didn't really care for the characters in that one. I kind of thought some were a little annoying. Diablo, it's like one of the most generic action movies you can watch, but it's done like really, really well. That I like thought was the best out of these. Prison of War, remind me of Empire of the Sun, except it's nothing like that. Where the only thing they really have in common is that they're prisoners of war. But it's like a martial arts tournament fighter. Again, action in all of these is really cool. And I think out of all of these, the one that has like the best hook in there is Back in Action, where it's... There are so many movies these days. It makes me sad, but it is sort of a reflection of the world we live in now, where so many movies have these like broken families, like single parents or like dead parents or whatever. And this movie just goes back to like family, like nice family values that like are together and they love each other. It seems so simple, but it's like you don't really get that anymore. The weird thing is though, like it plays like these early 2000s family movies with like spy action in it, but then there's like a lot of like really harsh language, and like there's like one or two like deaths that are like really violent. It's like, who is this for? Like, what age group are you targeting here? But I like that one a lot too. Next up, number 44, we have Marvel Zombies. I'm counting this as a movie. For all intents and purposes, it's a movie. They broke it up into 4 30-minute episodes just because they had Spider-Man in it and they couldn't call it a movie for legal reasons. I thought it was a fun what if. It's the main problem I have with it is like the continuity doesn't make sense. Like it's supposed to be like in the MCU, but just like what if there's a zombie outbreak? But there are characters like meeting each other that didn't even like exist or at least have superpowers at that point in time. Like continuity stuff that just doesn't really make sense. And also just the inherent sort of stuff that comes with being like a streaming film or whatever. But you know, just as like a what if, I thought it was really fun. Like the zombies were cool. There's some really cool action in there. It was fun. Number 43, Jurassic World Rebirth, and this is just to me another one of these Jurassic movies. It sort of sits like right in the middle of my ranking. I thought it was fun. Gareth Edwards has great visuals. There's a lot of familiar stuff here. A lot of stuff goes back to Jurassic Park 3. The mutants were better than expected. They're kind of cool, kind of scary, but I could have done without them. The riverboat scene with the T-Rex that they finally adapted from the original book after all these years, that was pretty cool. If you go to a Jurassic World movie for cool dinosaur action, you get it. Like, the characters aren't anything special. It's better than Dominion. Coming in number 42, we have Playdate. A lot of people are going to be really surprised I had it this high. Everyone hates this movie. I thought Alan Ritchson was hilarious. Like, it's very, very cheap. It's very, very stupid, but it's a comedy movie. It's my kind of thing. I thought it was really funny. It has its problems for sure. You spend the whole movie, this is spoilers, but I don't think anyone cares about the Playdate. You spend like the whole movie being like building up this kid. Like, okay, he's a clone, but he's just as human as us. He's my son. And then you blow up a whole building full of clone kids at the end. It's like, that's a little messed up. I don't think you should do that. But I thought the action was cool. The cast was funny. I enjoyed this one. Okay, number 41, we have The Conjuring Last Rites. I'm a huge fan of this series. I thought I like Devil Made Me Do It a lot more than most people. This one is the weakest of the 4 for sure. Like, it spends a lot more time on like the family element than the horror element, and I don't really think that's a bad thing. I think they did a really good job on it. But when you get to the horror side of things, it's not as good as the previous movies. It loses like the sort of realism. But, you know, it's not like supernatural stuff. It's not like real. But there's like this side to it where it's like sort of believable. Like, okay, maybe this is something that someone thought happened. And then you get to this, there's like a giant floating mirror that's trying to attack people. It's like, it's more spectacular. And it's fun, but it's not the same thing that the earlier Conjuring movies had. But yeah, this was a good entry in this series. You can do a lot worse, like The Nun. Like, this is a good Conjuring movie. Coming in number 40.
Chicken Jockey!
The Minecraft movie. This is easily my favorite theater-going experience. This movie, it's stupid, but it's funny, and all the memes surrounding it. We just had a crowded theater that was just like really rowdy, but not too rowdy where they're throwing popcorn all over the place and like make a huge mess and harassing theater employees and bringing in actual chickens. But they were just like everyone like screaming the quotes at the same time. It was just so much fun. I've never been to anything like it. The movie itself, it's fine. It's not great. It's weird, like that you would do a Minecraft movie and not do it animated. You can say that about a lot of video game movies too. Story is fairly basic, like adventure movie stuff. Art style is weird, but I've gotten used to it. You know, the comedy just consists of Jack Black saying things, and you know, my rotten, chronically online brain thinks it's hilarious, so I don't care. I like this movie. Yeah, Minecraft movie of the year list over, guys. Thanks for watching. Coming in at number 39, we have the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. I thought they did a good job with this one. Like the visuals are stunning. Like the dragons look great. This one was like first time for me watching a live action remake and be like, this is weird seeing the same movie but not the same movie. Because it's pretty shot for shot. There's barely anything new in it. The stuff that they added wasn't really worth adding. But yeah, it's a faithful remake. It's the same director. It just kind of feels pointless. Like, I don't know why you would do this or why you would watch it instead of the animated one, but they did it. It's good. Just watch the animated one instead. I don't know. Number 38, we got Megan 2.0, and I'm like the only person who thought this was a significant improvement over the original one. I didn't really care for the original one. This is completely different. It's like an action comedy. It's like Fast and the Furious with a robot. It's completely ridiculous, frequently stupid. But it was really funny. I liked all the action. The robots were cool. It leans a little bit more into like the TikTok dance stuff, which was like the big draw of the first one. It was literally like one scene in the movie. Like I didn't know what people were talking about. There's a lot like more robot dancing in this one. So I just thought this was like a really fun time. Like it's nothing more than that. Like I said, it's sort of dumb fun with robots and stuff, but I liked it a lot. Number 37, Eeny Meeny. This one's a Hulu exclusive. It's like a getaway driver heist movie. A lot of people are saying, like, oh, it's just Baby Driver at worst. But it's like not every movie about a heist and a getaway driver is Baby Driver clone. Like it's a genre, a subgenre. It's not a clone. And I really, really like this one. I thought it was really, really good. And then you get to the end and it has like this super bleak, mean-spirited ending that it's like, it's weird because it's like this huge tonal whiplash. It's like both sides are well done. Like the ending is well done and everything that comes before it is well done, but they don't mix. It feels like two different movies. So that's the main thing holding it back. But all the driving is awesome. Stunts are great. Heist is good. Like, it's a really good streaming movie. It's just frustrating when like you set up such an easy win, happy ending, and then nope, depressing, bleak ending out of nowhere. But still worth checking out despite that. Like it's a really fun movie. Number 36 and 35, we had Good Boy and Shelby Oaks. There's like two indie horror movies here. Good Boy, it's like a possession movie told from the perspective of a dog. There's nothing really new here other than it's the perspective of a dog. There's not a lot of dialogue in it. You don't even see the one human actor's face. But it's really cool because there's not really other movies like this where it's just about a dog. And you know, you get to the end, there's like some weird stuff in there. It gets a little creepy. The dog is fantastic. It took them like 2 years to shoot this thing. It's just I think it's a husband and wife and like just their actual dog, just like in their house or someone they know's house, just shooting their dog, pretending to look at ghosts, and it's great. Just a really fun little indie horror movie. And then of course you have Shelby Oaks, Chris Stuckman's movie, which I thought I was really surprised how good this turned out. It's fairly simple, but it does like its own thing where it like mixes like found footage and stuff into it. It has like a very simple narrative, just like someone trying to find their sister. And it does sort of like cliche things, but I think it does it well. You know, the ending's kind of crazy. There's like setup and payoff stuff with like the window. I thought that was really cool. And it's a lot of like sort of basic writing techniques. Well, I just thought it was done really well. Coming in number 34, we have Odessa. This is a Hulu original movie. And it's like the super vibrant dystopian world. And it says it's like a rock opera. It's more of a country music opera. There's not a lot of rock in it. It very much reminded me of Star Wars, like the plot, but it definitely is nothing like Star Wars. Like it does its own thing. Unfortunately, it doesn't have like build up the backstory. There's not nearly enough setup. and then spends the vast majority of the runtime in a romance that doesn't really feel like you don't buy into it at all. And like they're just in like one room. Like it sets up this huge world, this huge dystopian world that you only get to see a little bit of, and spends most of the movie in like this club in this bedroom, fleshing out this romance that you don't buy into. And then rushes the finale. But still, there's a lot of really cool stuff here. It's hard to say if I recommend this, but it's definitely sort of like my thing, because there's nothing else really like this. Like it doesn't really feel like a complete movie. Like there definitely should have been, even it out more stuff over here, less stuff over here. But it's something completely different. If it sounds cool, like it's worth checking out for sure. Number 33, we got Nobody 2. Just as simple, another action movie that's just better than a lot of the other ones. I love Nobody, the original. It's one of my favorite. It probably is my favorite action movie of all time. And I never expected this to live up to it, and it didn't, and that's fine. The action's all cool. Repeats a lot of plot beats from the original one, but it doesn't entirely like make sense because it's like they go on like vacation, but people don't like act like it. It's weird. Like it's like they wrote like the plot beats and then just put like the vacation skin over it without them really acting like without like adjusting. So it needed a little bit of recalibration there. Also just do more original stuff instead of rehashing, but as an action movie it works. I thought it was really cool, a lot of fun. Bob Odenkirk's great. If you like the original one, it's definitely worth checking out. All right, number 32, Wicked for Good. With the original Wicked, I was skeptical about it. I'm like, why do we need a prequel Wizard of Oz where the Wicked Witch is misunderstood? And then I watched it. I really, really liked it. And I bought into it. I'm like, okay, this is a cool world. You set up a bunch of original characters. Like, I'm invested in this story. I really like this. I'm interested to see where it goes. And then you get Wicked for Good. I like it. It's like halfway up this list. It's like right dead in the middle. But there's a lot of problems with it where it feels like it's really trying to like, it takes all the original stuff and tries to conform it with the old stuff in ways that just feel really forced and unnatural. Like it's going out of its way to do a retelling of Wizard of Oz just to change it. Like it doesn't really make sense where it's like, okay, this guy is doing all this contrived stuff to become the Tin Man. It's like, okay, we got to fit our original stuff to fit in with the original Wizard of Oz, but then we're gonna do stuff that didn't happen in the original Wizard of Oz. What's the point? Like it didn't make sense to me why they did that. Like I was down with the original stuff. I was excited to see how it fits in with the original stuff, and you turned it into the original stuff and then change it. So it wasn't satisfying at all. But as for like the actual thematic elements of it, I really, really like that. Just the stuff with like the people who are in power and who like don't deserve it or don't qualified for it, how they misuse it, how like the public responds to it, how they think the wizard's a good guy. Like it goes deeper than just, oh, the Wicked Witch is misunderstood, she's actually a good person. And just like the elements of like being completely like alone in it, and that like Elphaba is like the only one who knows the truth here, but you can't do anything about it because everyone is so bought into it. I really dug all of that stuff, but all like the actual like lore and the stuff, how they fit into Wizard of Oz, did not work at all for me. All right, number 31, we got Predator Killer of Killers. I got another video on this already that you can go check out for more in-depth thoughts, but I just thought this was a really, really cool, bloody Predator movie, like animated anthology. Cool art style. I like the different eras they went with to fight the Predator in. All the action was great. Yeah, I really recommend this if you're a Predator fan. Again, one more thoughts on it, you can go check out my review for it. Number 30, we got The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson. So funny. Liam Neeson, I never would have guessed in a million years that he would be as funny as he is, but his like deadpan comedy is so good. It's just, you don't get comedies like this anymore, like these spoof comedies, and especially not ones this good. Like I haven't seen a ton in this genre. I'm normally like, they're okay, they're fine. This one was so funny to me. There's like a scene that's like where they just completely take this side tangent out of nowhere to like go to cabin. Like there's a scene with a snowman. Like I'll just say that it's like the funniest thing ever. It comes out of nowhere. It's so good. Hilarious movie. Go watch it now. All right, and now we've reached the point here at 29 where like I really like everything, like from Naked Gun, Predator Killer Killers on. Like this is all good movies I pretty much recommend. Number 29, we got The Phoenician Scheme. And it's a Wes Anderson movie. I like Wes Anderson. There's no one else like him. Benicio del Toro does great. The family dynamics here are really good. Michael Cera is good. He always has like outstanding cast. Everyone does great, of course. Like the visuals are great. It's Wes Anderson. I will say, problem that I frequently have with Wes Anderson, things move really fast and I can't always really keep track of what's going on, especially when this movie's very much talking about like business like stuff. I don't know anything about that, so I didn't always know what was going on, so it helped it back a bit for me, but I always enjoy my Wes Anderson films. 28, we have Thunderbolts. This is another one I have a review on. You can go check out my thoughts there, but I just really, really liked how this is a more serious MCU movie, bringing together like the more lesser characters who I really like. I love the cast here, the characters here. It's very serious. It deals with actually thematic for a Marvel movie about like depression and stuff. Bob is great. Sentry is awesome. You can go check out my video on Thunderbolts too. Number 27, The Legend of Ochi. This is another one not a lot of people talked about this year that I think people should go see. It's like this really cute but like definitely artsy A24 movie about like these like little monkey creatures that they find on I don't know if they're like on an island or in a valley or something. It's been a while since I've seen it. But it's just so weird but like really charming and cute, and you get like Willem Dafoe as like the father of like these orphans who's like training them, and he wears like this full suit of armor, but this is just like normal like modern day or not too distant past, just like normal world, but just Willem Dafoe is just like doing his thing, being insane, wearing a suit of armor. It's very much like How to Train Your Dragon story. It's like these like little monkey creatures. They're called the Ochi, and they think they're like these evil creatures that hunt people, but they're actually just cute little monkeys, and they just want to be your friend. It has like the father-daughter relationship, Willem Dafoe and let me see, I want to get her name right, Helena Zengel, who does a great job as like our child actor here. Just like this really cute like magical journey you go on. I definitely recommend it. Go check it out. Number 26, we got Yorgos Lanthimos' Begonia. I've never seen one of his movies before. I'm not super interested in them. They don't really seem like things I'd like too much. This one, I saw trailers like that looks awesome. That looks funny. And it pretty much mainly works for me as a dark comedy. On a story level, it's like, we're more on a messaging level. It's just like, if you're trying to say anything here, you undo it all at the end. And it's just like the messaging, like it's like on the nose, but still like really muddled, and it just doesn't really work. Jesse Plemons, Emma Stone do a great job. Like I enjoyed the movie, but it has its problems. So like great looking, lots of style, really funny, but doesn't quite stick the landing. All right, we've entered the top 25 with Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, or not Dead Reckoning Part 2, The Final Reckoning. And this one is, besides 2, probably the weakest Mission Impossible movie, which is a good thing because this is a really good movie. Stunts are incredible, some of the best in the series. The stuff with the submarine it's absolutely insane. It's bonkers. Tom Cruise, the things he does is insane. Like the way he climbs on that plane, it was so cool. It was so cool. Tom Cruise is insane. But just on a story level, you think this didn't need to be 2 parts. It feels a little bit drawn out. Like it's like part 1 should be the setup movie, and then you get to part 2, and we're still doing setup stuff that just doesn't need to be there. It's like going back to older Mission Impossible movies when it doesn't really need to do that. You could have combined the story of these 2 movies into one movie and just had all of the stunts, make it a little bit longer, and it would have been great. As it is, it's still great. It's just a little less great than it could have been. Number 24, we have Pixar's Elio. I took months and months and months to watch this. It was only like a month ago that I saw it. Because no one saw it when it came out, mostly because the marketing for it sucked. I don't know why. It's felt like they wanted to sabotage their own movie, because it's actually pretty good. I was really surprised by how much I like this. Like, sure, there are some like tropes in here. There's some stuff we've seen before, but I really like the characters and like the arcs Elio went on, just like how he feels like so like alone, and he can't like struggling with relationship with his mother, and then he gets like this new alien best friend. I just thought it was really cute, like really wholesome. I just really liked it. It was a fun adventure. Go on. Like, yeah, it's not at the heights of other Pixar movies. It's not like their best work, but some of their best in a little while, I think, for sure. Number 23, Friendship. I saw this one when it came out. I just watched it like 2 days ago. I think Tim Robinson's hilarious. I had no idea who he was before Friendship came out, and then I watched him. I watched Friendship. I loved it. I watched I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. Hilarious show. Like, I just really like Tim Robinson's brand of comedy. Like, it's not for everyone. It's very like much like awkward humor. Like, people like who are in the wrong but they won't admit it, and they just keep digging themselves into this hole and just like acting super weird. It's like really uncomfortable, but it's so funny. Yeah, it was a great movie. Like, just the things like how like mundane and like normal everything is, and then people will just say like the most outrageous stuff. I thought it was a hilarious movie. More people need to watch it, but it's not going to be for everyone. It's a comedy. Comedy is like the most subjective thing ever. So if it's not your thing, you're really not going to like it, but some people are going to love this movie. Number 22, Black Bag. I only saw this once. I need to watch it again, but it's the movie of the year that I think has stuck with me the most, because I personally haven't really seen anything like it. It's like the anti-James Bond. It's very, very like serious and a very slow burn. A little more realistic, and like the character himself is like the opposite of James Bond, because so much of what this movie's about is promoting monogamy, which is so weird because you never ever see that in movies anymore. But I really liked it. It's really like fresh change of pace, just like how this movie is about these two spies like that are married, and like their relationship, and how it's like when you're in the business of lying, like, can you trust each other? I just thought it all came together so well. I have a feeling when I watch it again, I'm only going to like it even more. Like, it's very much like not an action movie. I wasn't thinking it would be an action movie. It's very dialogue based. Just a lot of talking, but you're just like all these like little details, and like everything matters. It's just like a really satisfying movie to watch, because like there's all this like stuff going on. Again, like the lies, business of lying, like what's true. Just watching like everything unfold was super satisfying. As stylistically, it's a gorgeous movie. I really liked everything about it. Coming in number 21, we have The Life of Chuck with Tom Hiddleston, who's actually not even in it that much. This is very much a movie that's like a celebration of life. And this movie probably has like the message of the year that stuck with me the most, where I don't 100% entirely agree with it, but it's still very relatable, and that just like terrible things will happen, or like someone you know will die. It's just like, man, all we can do is say that sucks. Like, it's out of our hands. It's the feeling of helplessness, but also like celebrating the joy of life. It worked really well. The story, I said in my Letterboxd review, the message is served more than the story. I think that's very true. Where like the sort of like 3-act structure, told out of order, metaphorical stuff, it doesn't all like 100% come together. But for the most part, I thought it was really, really well done, and has like stuck with me way more than I expected it to coming out of the theater. All right, number 20, the most recent movie on this list, because I did end up missing a decent bit of stuff in December. Just holidays, life, whatever. But Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's the weakest of the 3 Avatar movies. It repeats a lot of plot beats from Way of Water. Honestly, outside of some of the stuff with Quaritch, which I really liked, I couldn't tell you the difference between this and Way of Water. But it's still an Avatar movie. James Cameron's the only one who makes these things. There's nothing else like them. He's a master at it. I don't know what the point of this movie was when they were making 5 of these things. Like, why would you make the same one twice? I don't know. But going to theaters, seeing them in 3D is a great experience. I like the characters well enough. It's just a completely gorgeous, enthralling movie that just sucks you in. And then you forget about it a week later. It's like so weird, because these movies are known for just being forgettable, but everyone goes sees it every single time. That's how it's going to be until James Cameron dies. Unfortunately. Wish he would make something new. Alright, number 2, we got The Bad Guys 2. This is my favorite animated movie of the year. This one really, really surprised me. I really liked the first one. I might even like this one more than the first one. I didn't expect to, but it really surprised me. It was just a hilarious, like really, really clever movie that had a lot more jokes for the older audiences than I expected. It is definitely more of an all ages movie than a kids movie. But I thought it was really funny, really clever. I went in thinking like, we're going like there's like a spaceship heist and stuff. Like, this is going a little bit larger scale than it needs to, and that's probably still true. But I think it actually pulled it off pretty well. I just like spending time with these characters. Sam Rockwell, no matter what he's doing, even if it's just his voice, like, he's great. I love Sam Rockwell. So yeah, huge surprise here. Bad Guys 2. If you like the first one, definitely go check this out. And if you're just a fan of animation in general, go check this out. It's really funny. All right, number 18 and 16. I'm skipping 17 for a moment just because I want to group these two together. The Monkey and Final Destination Bloodlines. It's like the same plot. It's just family comes under like a curse and like death follows them until they all die, and then they think they beat it, but did they really? I love both these movies. They're super fun, super like violent gore fests. I think Final Destinations was just a little bit better. I like the how they handled the family element in that one a little bit more. So like the monkey Osgood Perkins, it has like this like really quirky sense of humor that's really different. Where you have like fairly like modern filmmaking stuff, and then you just have like the like animated lightning bolts in the water for, like electricity. Yeah, fun stuff like that just makes the movie stand out a bit more. And these two movies are just like so like darkly comedic with how like violent they are. They came out like close together. They sort of like influenced my sense of humor for a few months there. Where I would just like say things to people like, it'd be like really terrible if that like pen fell over and knocked a paperclip into your eye, and then you fell over and the paper cutter cut your head off. I would like say stuff like that. People think I was insane. Yeah, I thought these two were just both like really really fun like horror movies. Now number 17, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I'm a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and this is a movie that apparently only works for fans. I don't really think that. I don't understand that entirely. Like, I get why fans would like it more, but there are a lot of people say like, oh, it's a completely incomprehensible story and no one can possibly understand what's going on unless you're understand the complete lore of the games. I don't get that at all, because I watched it twice. With the second time I had that in mind, I'm like, yeah, it's not like a super strong plot. It's more like a collection of subplots, yes, but like, it's not completely incomprehensible. Like, this is fairly straightforward, so I don't really get that. But as a fan, I loved it. There's definitely lots of like Easter eggs, references, and jokes and stuff there that I loved. The central character, Mike, like, Hutchison does a good job, but he isn't a super compelling character. But still, just like so many like animatronics and stuff like that, they look great. They were surprisingly faithful to the FNAF 2 game. Like the first movie, I like this way more than the first one. The first one was just okay. First one definitely took some more creative liberties. They're like, well, we'll like reference the games and stuff, be similar, but we're kind of gonna do our own thing. And then they realized, well, maybe doing our own thing is the best idea. And so they sort of adapted, like kept some of their own stuff in there because that's what they set up. But for the most part, they were really faithful to it, to the game. It does sort of slightly suffer just from being like a bit. There's like a lot of setup for FNAF 3 in it too, like. But I think it stands on its own pretty well. As a FNAF fan, maybe I can't understand the other perspective, but yeah, I had a blast with this movie. I saw it twice. With all my friends were all FNAF fans. We all loved it, so it was great. All right, number 15, we have Havoc. This was a Netflix action movie with Tom Hardy. I'm probably the only person who has it this high up on their list, but I loved this movie. I thought it was so cool. Yes, the CGI like sets were like unnecessary. There's like a lot of that, mostly in the beginning, where it's like the whole city and like cars and stuff like don't look real, but they're like stylized enough that it kind of looked like a video game. I thought it was cool, but I understand why that's a negative for most people. But yeah, the action, I hear a lot of people say it's like John Woo action movies. I haven't seen that many of those, so I don't really know. To me, this is like completely new style action to me, like just completely frantic. Camera's always moving, but like you can always tell what's going on. It was so cool. I love the action in this movie. The front of the movie, it's more back heavy with the action. The front's more like setup stuff. It is a little bit slow to get going. But the plot is like super satisfying just to see how it comes together at the end. It's a little convoluted, but like there's a lot of moving pieces that was a little hard to keep track of. But when they all came together, it's super satisfying. I really liked it. I don't get the hate for this one. All right, next at 14 we have Together. This is a really cool like body horror movie. It's definitely a relationship drama first, but using like the mechanism of these two people who are like merging together, to like force them to confront their problems and stuff. I really dug it. It's like a really compelling like character drama here with like really cool horror elements. You get to the end, and I mean everyone seems to be saying this, where it's just like so weird and unexpected of like a last few seconds. It's just like, I don't know how to feel about that. It's like, yes, you were building towards that and like it makes sense, but it's just like so weird and unsettling that it's just like just to leave it there, it just kind of leaves you feeling like weird. Like you need a little bit more to like fully like accept it. But overall, I thought Together was a great experience. Number 13, Hard Eyes. I have this maybe a little too high. I saw it at the beginning of the year, and it was one of my favorites at the beginning. I hold that it's a really great slasher movie, but you know, we're here like 11 months later. Maybe it's a little bit too high, but I thought it was a really solid slasher movie. I thought they handled the romance really well. It's a Valentine's Day movie, like unlike Love Hurts, where it actually feels like it was intended to be a Valentine's Day movie. Not, oh, it's coming out on Valentine's. Let's do a few little rewrites here and there to reference that it's Valentine's Day. Like the romance was done well. The killer was really cool. The gore is like insanely good. It reminded me of Thanksgiving, but a little more palatable, and not like grotesque, disturbing gore, more just like fun kills that you want from a slasher movie. So yeah, I really dug it. There's like a lot of really funny moments in it too. So yeah, Hard Eyes is a really, really good slasher. I'm thinking maybe I have a little too high up though. Number 12, we have Ballerina. This is my favorite like straightforward action movie of the year. There's some other movies obviously that have like action in them, but this is like sole focus is the action, the stunt work, and I really dug it. Like as a John Wick spinoff, I was a little bit concerned what they would do with it, but overall I really like how they did like flesh out the world. Like world building has always been a big part of John Wick, and they did a great job with it. This one, I like how they handled the John Wick appearance in this. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like there was too much there. I thought they handled it just right. I thought all the action was awesome. A lot of people were saying like, oh, actually the first half isn't nearly as good. I think maybe like the first two, yes, they aren't as good as the rest of the movie, but they're still good. It's not like they're bad action scenes. The stuff with like the flamethrowers at the end, the grenades, so cool. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Ballerina. It's a great, great action movie. Number 11, almost at the top 10 here, we got The Long Walk. This movie, I saw trailers for it. I'm like, this is dumb. like it's just people walking and talking. It looks like the most boring movie ever. It's by the guy who did. It's like a similar premise to the Hunger Games, where they get just like a bunch of teenagers like this dystopian era to like compete in a game, where the last one surviving wins like a huge prize. And it's by the director of the Hunger Games. It's like, well, maybe this guy could be doing something different by now, but he's really, really good at it. And this is actually probably his best movie. This one blew me away because I thought, but there could not possibly be anything more boring to make a movie about than walking. But it's about friendship, and I love that. That's one of my favorite themes in movies. It's just this group of guys who just like come together walking on this trail, and they become just like the best of friends, and then having to slowly watch each other die. It's just completely heartbreaking, but the performances, especially by David Johnson, and just like the dialogue by everyone, it's so compelling, and you just believe that these guys are just like became best friends overnight, and it just gets so depressing at the end. Just heartbreaking. Fantastic movie. All right, number 10, Magazine Dreams. We're in the top 10, so these are the 10 best movies of the year. Go see them. Magazine Dreams. I actually can't recommend Magazine Dreams. It's an incredibly well-made, well-acted movie. Jonathan Majors is a massive talent. It's a huge shame he had to go and beat his girlfriend or whatever he did and completely throw away his career, because he is so good in this. And this movie is one me and my friends watched together on movie night, and we constantly reference it because of how excruciating it was. It was a slow burn, just this guy being completely like self-destructive, and it's like giving his whole life to like bodybuilding and stuff, and how like hyper obsessive he is about it, and like he's like, you can tell there's something not all together up there. It's so hard to watch. Such a long movie. It's such a slow burn. It's so excruciating, but so well done, so well acted, and it just, you see him going down this downward spiral. It's just so hard to watch, but it's so well done. It's kind of like the Iron Claw, actually, but it's more excruciating to watch. It's such a hard movie to watch, but it's so well done. I keep repeating myself, but it's a really good movie. Don't watch it. Number 9, we have Campania. This was a great kickoff to the year. I think this was the first movie I saw. Definitely one of them. Came out in January. It's like this sort of horror thriller. Just keeps you guessing, twist after twist after twist. Go in blind if you don't know anything about this movie. Like, absolutely recommend it. Jack Quaid, I think it's Sophie Thatcher, do a great job. It's really funny, really clever. it just constantly keeps you guessing. It was a lot of fun. Number 8, F1. This is the guy who did Top Gun Maverick, and just making like a classic feel good like sports movie. It's very classic, sort of cliche, at least for the genre of sports movie storytelling, but it's just done so well. It's just a blast. You don't really get many movies like this anymore. It's a movie that feels like a movie. You're just there to have fun, be entertained, having big movie stars. Brad Pitt's great in it. It's like the guy who used to be great racer, fell off, and now he's taking his career back. Just really all around good movie. And the races are just exhilarating, shot incredibly. Like there aren't many movies like this where you see like these races with just how fast they are. The cars, I just think cars are really cool and they go fast. Vroom vroom. Okay, number 7 we have Fantastic Four, and they finally got them right. Thank you, Marvel. Oh, it's amazing. Like the other Fantastic Four movies, like never exceed. It's okay. And at their worst, they're like literally some of the worst movies ever made. If you look at the unreleased Roger Corman one or the 2015 one, they're just so awful. And they finally did these characters justice. You got this awesome retro future aesthetic that you don't really see anything like that anywhere else. And it a little bit rushes through like the Fantastic Four backstory. I know they cut like a lot of stuff, and you know it's probably better for the pacing. But honestly, I think if they kept it all in, got like an extended edition or something, like it wouldn't really hurt the movie at all. I'd be really interested to see that. Like they cut John Malkovich's character. I don't know why you do that, but apparently it's just like a cameo, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, the Galactus, you think, oh, why are you gonna do Galactus? He's a big guy. We're just gonna have a big CGI guy walking around. Yes, and it works. Like we're at such a weird place with movies where look, we've done so many like insane things and pulled it off that we'll just like accept anything. It's like, yeah, why not have a huge CGI guy walking around the city? It's awesome. Yeah, they pull it off. It's great, and they do the characters justice. Everyone feels like who they are in the comics. They feel true to themselves. Great performances all around. I love the thing. And like it does a little bit follow that sort of superhero movie formula, but it does it in such like a different way. It's such a nice skin on it that it's just refreshing, especially for the MCU. I really think it's what the MCU needed. I hope that they do them right in Doomsday and whatever they do after that. Number 6, Predator Badlands. This is another one. I made a video on it. You can go watch that for more full thoughts on it. But I love this. This is obviously one of my favorite movies of the year. All the action is awesome despite being PG-13 because you can have a lot of blood as long as it's like green alien goo blood. And yeah, I just really liked, not everyone's gonna like it, but just the humanization of the Predator. Like I get why it sounds wrong, but they pull it off where like it feels like a real character. You're finally spending more time with it. And he has like this little gang of misfits, like alien friends he makes. It's just a fun, like classic fantasy adventure. And you get these like light crossover with Alien without actually having the aliens in it. It's just a really fun time. Great action movie. Great sci-fi. Great world building. A lot of fun. All right, we made it to the top 5. These are the 5 best movies of 2025. Must-watches. So here we go with Weapons. This is another Zach Kreger movie. He did Barbarian. I liked Barbarian. I didn't love it like everyone else did. I loved Weapons. This is great. It's like such a weird setup, but it's like so intriguing. Just like at 2:17 or whatever it was in the morning, a bunch of kids from the same classroom just disappeared in the middle of the night except for one, and it's the teacher's kid. It's like, what the heck happened? And like everyone's like, is it aliens? Is it aliens? Well, you gotta watch to find out. I don't want to spoil it, but you get to the end and you're like, that's a really different thing. I never would have guessed that. It's like not what you're expecting. But yeah, just like the mystery of it all is done really well. Lots of great actors in it doing what they do, doing a great job. Julia Garner having a great year being, Wolfman was great, but she was good in it. She was in Fantastic Four, and she does a great job in this. Josh Brolin is awesome. Benedict Wong is awesome. The like Naruto run everyone does is like super funny. Like this movie does a really good job of balancing being serious and being funny, where it can just do these like wild things. It's hilarious, but like it fits and it works. Like there's a scene at the end of the movie that's just completely bonkers insane and it works. It's awesome. I love Weapons. Go check it out. Number 4, we have James Gunn's Superman. It's just a feel-good, hopeful movie. Like, my mom asked me what this movie's about. She's like, oh, superhero movies are the same. They're not about anything. It's just superheroes beating up big CGI aliens or whatever. I'm like, no, it's not. Superman, it's about kindness. And, like, she didn't believe me. Like, they're not going to make a movie about kindness and hopefulness. But they did. It's great. It's just a feel-good movie. They really were faithful to the character of Superman. It's what people love about him. And it's Superman's, to me, I was saying, I don't really like Superman that much because he's just overpowered, just does whatever. But when they do Superman right, it's all about the character who he is and not about his superpowers. That is what I love about him. Just a hopeful guy who wants to do the right thing, who has all this power, and he does use it responsibly. And then, of course, you have like the Justice Gang. They're a lot of fun. Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern, even if he's not the Green Lantern we want him to be, does a great job. Like, it looked like they started filming with a finished script, so they had time to develop effects, and the movie looks great. Yeah, just Nicholas Hoult is like the best Lex Luthor ever. With just how like jealous and petty he is. How he has his like room of monkeys. So funny. But yeah, it's like James Gunn just knows comics so well. He can do like the most cartoonish, ridiculous things and pull it off and make it work. Best superhero movie of the year. All right, we made it to the top 3. Number 3, I have The Black Phone 2. This has just become probably one of my favorite movies in general. First off, you're taking inspiration from Dream Warriors, which is one of the best slasher movies that I love. It's a great concept. They did this. I like this more than Dream Warriors, I think. We have like a bunch of teenagers at this camp that are trying to fight back against this evil spirit, and you have like this mystery that's unfolding about who the grabber really is, and maybe they went a little too deep into that, but like I get why people don't like that, but it worked for me. And just like the character arcs, this one was definitely more about the sister, which I really liked. Like the two siblings, their dynamic together was great. Great actors. Just something I really, really love about this movie is Scott Derrickson, like outspoken Christian director, just makes really good, like realistic, like Christian characters, like how they really act. Like they're not like these perfect people who are like all about the rules. Like, and they have represent those characters in this movie. Like, no, those guys do it wrong. That's not who we are. Like, I really appreciate that. Just like making like these accurate, just like we're people too, just trying to do the best we can. I love that about this movie. So yeah, it's like creepy movie, like great visuals, like especially like the dream sequences, great characters, great kills. Ethan Hawke's great as a grabber. He's a great villain. Yeah, I just love this movie. I saw it with my friends. We all liked it. It's a really great experience. One of my favorites of the year. Number 2, we have Sinners. I know a lot of people are going to have this as their number 1, but I have another movie I liked a little bit more, I think. Still, great movie. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, Ludwig Göransson, great job. Just making this movie, like exploring like culture and music, but also doing it through like vampires in, I believe, like the 1920s. There's like just the way they use like the hive mind and just exploring the rules of vampires. All like these great ideas done even better than you could think with the execution. Like there's a scene in here where like it just shouldn't work. Like I don't know how to say it without spoiling it, but it's like this big brain idea you have to be on like LSD to even comprehend, and then he like made it in this movie and it worked. He made it make sense. He made it feel earned, and it's just this like achievement. All right, we finally made it to number 1. Guess what it's gonna be? What? I'm hallucinating. That was weird. Anyway, number 1, we have Warfare. I'm not a war movie guy, but this one and Fury are like my 2 favorite war movies of all time. This was so good. It's so most immersive movie I've ever seen, where it's like mostly just like guys, like soldiers, just hanging out in a building, waiting to get orders or whatever, and it's just so intense and like attention to detail, and it's based on like the memories of real soldiers that they had come in, like explain what went down, what they remember, and it's just like so powerful when you get to the end. And just you see what they've done. All this destruction breaks out at the end, and they've achieved nothing. And it's just like this so like powerful moment. It's just so well done. Just completely intense movie that just sucks you in completely. Yeah, so that's why I love Warfare. It's just a great movie. 2025 honestly was a great year. Like I said at the beginning, I tried to avoid some of the bad movies. Watch like less streaming originals and stuff, but I definitely missed some big ones like One Battle After Another, K-pop Demon Hunters. I'll check them out eventually, but I didn't. I already watched 60 odd movies this year. I didn't have time to watch anymore. But yeah, that's all I got for 2025. Thanks for watching.